Oregon's 82nd legislative session is about to get underway in a little more than a week. One of the biggest changes this year is the arrival of a new governor, Tina Kotek, who will be sworn in tomorrow. Now let's bring in Brian Clerkley. And Brian, you spoke to some lawmakers about the upcoming session and the most important issues.
Yes, Christelle, Senator Lew Fredreick says some of the biggest issues are education, housing, transportation, and public safety. He also says this group of lawmakers is the most diverse Oregon has ever seen.
This session, we start off with 19 people of color, 6 African Americans, 2 Native Americans, 5 Vietnamese Americans, and 7 Latinx folks.
Oregon's next legislative session starts on January 17th, and Democratic Senator Lew Fredreick says this is the most diverse set of lawmakers in Oregon's history.
That's a major change. It shows the kind of demographic change that the state has gone through.
Oregon's new governor, Democrat Tina Kotek, will be sworn in on Monday, January 9th. Legislators will also gather to be sworn in. The 6-month session aims to tackle some of the state's biggest issues. State Rep Travis Nelson represents House District 44, which is north and northeast Portland. He was appointed to fill Kotek's vacant seat last year.
We recognize that mental health, housing, driving down the cost of living, and community safety are priorities for Oregonians.
Representative Vicki Breeze Iverson is taking over the role as House Republican leader after Christine Drazen resigned to focus on her run for governor last year. In a statement from Oregon House Republican leadership, Iverson said, "Our leadership team brings the experience necessary to tackle Oregon's most pressing issues." Another big change this year, sessions are now back to fully in person after 3 years of pandemic-era virtual meetings.
We'll have a different kind of feel to the legislative session, and following 2.5, 3 years of having a different feel because of the virus.
This 2023 session is a long session, which happens on odd number years. It has a hard deadline of June 25th to wrap up, but an early finish is allowed.
And another issue that Rep. Travis Nelson wants to focus on is safety on TriMet after a 3-year-old girl was pushed onto the MAX tracks and an elderly man had parts of his face and ear chewed off at a Gresham MAX station. Representative Nelson says he has a meeting with TriMet tomorrow. Christelle.